Hello and welcome back to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. Uh, Today I want to speak a little bit about something that's been going on the internet, and that's about different neighborhoods, like straight out talking hood business on YouTube. Okay, now right now I guess the black community's is in an uproar because one of their OGs, Avalon Blue, made this young dude Tone apologize to the SS community for saying he was a sewer rat killer and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has all kinds of different feelings about it and stuff. But for the most part, the blacks all pretty much agree that what he did was wrong, that it looked weak, it looked bad for the neighborhood, and that it was a bad call. What happened was the youngster ran into this dude who has a channel. Okay, he's an auditor. He goes around to different scenes where the police are doing their activities, or ambulance, or any service providers, right, to the community, and they take video and see if there's any violations to point out or anything, any civil rights being violated, so on and so forth. So this dude was down there. I guess the cops that went down where the Avalons were kicking it, and were trying to break them up and tell them, hey, there's too many people here congregated. You guys got to split up, and it's way too many people here. And in the process, I guess one or maybe a couple of the brothers had cut in front of the camera, which is going to happen if you're out in public. People aren't going to pay attention to what you're doing. They might pass in front of you, or in front of the camera. Well, an argument ensued to where it got to the point where Tone, one of the brothers from Avalon, told dude, yeah, I'm a sewer rat killer, Tone, Avalon, blah, blah, blah. He said his barrio. And it got out on the internet. Okay. Now, the only thing I could say is, man, once it's out on the internet, it becomes internet business. Why? Because a lot of people hear it. A lot of people take it some sort of way. And when it's being addressed, people are going to pay attention. So OG Blue did a live or a video with this dude Tone, having him apologize to the double S, right? And in the process made it sound like he was the one, calling the shots for the neighborhood. Of course, that was a bad move. The feds and other police agencies are looking at all this. Later on, when there's a RICO, if there is a RICO on the Avalons, he may be called up for other activities, being that he admittedly held court for this youngster and actually found him guilty and sentenced him to DP, which is a physical discipline in the neighborhood, right? Your homeboys get you, they get a certain amount of homeboys, and they tap you up a little bit, make an adjustment so that you don't do the same mistakes over and over, right? Well, from what I understand, the Avalons and the Playboys, which is double S, have shared the same community. They have a peace treaty. Everything's going good with them. And I'm pretty sure OG Blue didn't want that torn down. Why? It takes a lot of work to get something like that put together, and it's been working. And, it's good to have to be able to live like that, without no tension, without no beef and stuff, with another race that's there in your neighborhood. You guys get along, you guys, drink together, kick it together, do your things together, and they got that agreement. And I'm sure OG Blue was worried about that relationship, okay, when he had the youngster do that. Nevertheless, he should have done it off camera. He shouldn't have done it, put that out there like that. Maybe later he could have went and did an apology and said, I apologize. What happened at the park the other day was a misunderstanding, but it's been rectified. I talk to my younger homeboy and everything, and the Playboys, everything's cool, and that's the way we like it, uh, black brown unity, something. Well, it's too late for all that. He put it out there. He went about it his way, and I guess some people don't like the way that he moved on this, the decisions that he made and stuff. Um, it's always good to get a little consensus before you make a decision like that, The youngster, Tone, yeah, he did apologize. He didn't look too happy being sat down and talked to like that, because nobody likes to be told what to do. Dude was defending, as far as he was concerned, his culture, because I guess this dude, this auditor, had said something like, "Yeah, these monkeys keep on getting in front of the camera." Well, yeah, that's a derogatory term if you're meaning the black guys. You know what I mean? But I know growing up, man, we'd always say, "Hey, man, where you going, monkey?" To our homeboys. You know, hey, fool, that monkey's crazy, man. You see what he did? Stuff. We used monkey a lot. Just it didn't mean nothing. We were just talking about an individual. You know what I mean? The guy wasn't black. He was Hispanic. Hey, monkey, where you been, fool? Nothing to it. So I don't know where this guy, or why this guy, this auditor, came out and said monkey. If he meant it in a racially derogatory way, then hey, he stepped out of line, and he should have been taken care of on the spot. I understand there was some cops there and stuff, but take one for the team, man. Go in on a pink, 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 and sometimes it's like that. I know, because I've been in situations like that. When they killed my little homeboy on Whittier, this dude pulled up. He said something that we didn't like, okay? And I ended up throwing my beer in his, the bottle in his face, and my homeboy went over there and cracked him. And the cops, the homicides, were right there with my homeboy's body, just across the street. And, dude had to, back out, he's going to get smashed. And all that happened was the lead homicide detective came over and says, "Look, man, we got a lot of work to do. We're trying to take care of your homeboy so we could get him off the street. And stuff like this is just a distraction. It's pulling me away from my job. Man, you guys try to be cool, man. You can't be doing this right now, This is a very serious situation, blah, blah, blah." We just looked at him. He walked away, and the guy split, and we were cool, I'm not saying that would have happened in this case, but, if he felt that way about it, he shouldn't have even gave the guy a chance to blink. He should have just cracked him. Blink, Like, hey, don't be disrespecting my raza. Don't be disrespecting my race. Because that was racial, okay? But something very important is I don't think this guy is actually from the South Side, Just because he might dress a certain way, look a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way, that doesn't mean he's affiliated with anything, So, anyways, I guess Tone kind of crossed the line coming out with that term. And I just thought that it would have been better if it was just kept off YouTube. But, man, they go on No Jumper, and they give up all their drawings, man. The way they're moving, the way certain of their homeboys are moving. Okay, this homeboy's a snitch. Okay, I got paperwork on my homeboy, and blasting it all up on the screen. There's several black content creators in the prison genre that do that, because I peep game. I want to see, what they're up to, how they move. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm older now. I'm really not involved in all of that gang business. Nevertheless, it's good to know for me. I live in East LA. I live in my neighborhood, and I retired a couple years back. Nevertheless, I'm still from my neighborhood, and I'll die that way. It's just the way it is. So I know G probably has a lot of love for his neighborhood, a lot of love for what has been done up to now between the AVALONs and Playboys, and probably felt some sort of way that a situation may be compromised. And for something as simple as an apology, because Tone himself said, hey, man, anybody that knows me knows I fuck with the Mexicans, you know? I ain't really like that, you know? I'm really not hating like that, but it do piss me off, you know? And the OG told him, yeah, I know, I understand, youngster, you're standing up for your culture and stuff. And you can't blame the guy for that. You know, if this auditor did that, he had something coming. But as far as using that term, he insulted a whole car, you know, a whole ramfly. You know, you got to know who you're dealing with before you just start spitting things out, you know. Who knows? Who knows where this guy was from, or even if he's actually raza or not, you know what I mean? But, you know, maybe Tone was hiding some hidden sentiments. I don't know. I don't care. You know, I don't have no beef with the Avalons or the Playboys or what went on. All I believe is that it should have been kept off of social media and done between the Playboys, and the word would have got around, you know, exactly how what went down. But to go on there and actually hold court on TV and film it and put it out there with the sentence and the whole bit, yeah, it's doing too much, man. That is a little bit on the clout chasing side, I must say. But you know, we learn as we go along. You know, I'm sure this is going to be a big lesson for this OG. OGs don't know everything; they make mistakes too. And like I said, that's why it might have been a good idea for him to get a consensus first, man. As far as what other people think should be done, how it should be dealt with and stuff. Because there's always going to be people that are going to disagree with you, you know. But if you have the majority, hey, you know, do what you got to do, or go whatever way you want. But it's good to have backing on your moves, because if you're just moving on your own and all that, and people, man, they want this OG to get a DP. You know what I mean? And you know, I've seen videos with guys rapping about this OG, man, giving him props, uplifting him, holding him in high regard. And now there's people, you know, that are like off with his head, you know what I mean? They want to put hands on old man and give him a DP, you know? Anyways, you know, my respects to the Avalons, man, Southsiders, Playboys, you know. We need somebody to be involved, man, to kind of like handle the peace negotiations and keep things going the way the neighborhood wants them to go. And I'm sure the Avalons enjoy the peace with the Playboys, and it's just one less thing to worry about for the Playboys and for the Avalons. Anyways, that's my P's and Q's on this subject. I see it's been wild, man, both on the black podcasters Get Down, and even different channels, man, are speaking on it. You know, so I thought I'd shoot my opinion, what I think, and that's it. You know, so that being said, man, you guys enjoy your weekend. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe, people. Stay out of jail, man. Stay free, please, man. It's just a waste of time, a waste of life. You know. God bless everybody, man.